Hello and welcome to this week's yoga video. We're going to be focusing on movement and confidence this week, working our way up to camel pose. Let's start today's practice with a few deep breaths, allowing ourselves to ground and center in preparation for our practice today. On your next exhale, chin tucks, shoulders round into cat, and inhale, chest pulls through, chin to sky, cow. Continuing a few repetitions here with the breath of a seated cat-cow, starting to warm up the back for our back bends today. A few more rounds here, remembering to stay connected with the breath. And on your inhale, meeting in a neutral and bringing the arms up to the sky. Left hand drops to left side, right arm comes overhead into side bend. We'll do a couple of repetitions of coming in and out of it. And on the third repetition, we'll sink in to a left side bend, opening up the right side of the body. Head can be wherever is comfortable, feeling the energy start to warm through the side body. Taking a few more breaths here. And on your next inhale, meeting back through center, arms to sky. Exhale, right hand drops to right side, left hand overhead. A few of those bows in and out of the side bend here. And on the third one, settling into your left side bend, opening up the left side of the body. My apologies, your right side bend, opening up the left side of the body. Staying here for a few breaths, remembering to connect to the breath throughout the practice. And on your next inhale, coming back through center, arms come up. Exhale, we'll twist to the left. Starting our first spinal twist of the day, setting that nervous system up for success as we come through this confidence practice. As you inhale, arms come up to the sky, untwisting. Exhale, twisting over to the right. Continuing to have deep breaths here in your twist, only bringing the head with you if it feels good. Inhale, and the hands come up through center. Exhale, we will move the left leg out to the side, right foot to the inner thigh, arms come up on the inhale, and on the exhale, draping over that left foot for a head over knee pose. Taking a few deep breaths here, feeling the stretch warming up the hamstrings. And on your next inhale, begin to rise up and walk the hands up the leg, and we'll switch sides. Inhale, arms to sky. exhale, twist and reach over that right leg. Head over knee pose on the other side. On your next inhale, begin to walk the hands up. Grab a block if you have one available. If not, totally fine. We're going to head into turtle pose. So we'll place those feet up on the block. Inhale, straight back up to sky. Exhale, tucking the hands through the hollows in under the shins and wrapping around the feet and rounding the spine and the head. Getting a nice deep back opening here. Feeling everything begin to open a little more. Really ready for the back bends that are about to come. Connecting with the breath, we will inhale, sit up. Remove all props and make our way onto all fours to start the next sequence of our practice. Inhale into a cow and then exhale into a cat, taking a few rounds of tabletop cat-cows here, continuing to warm our spine, connect with our body, feel the energy start to warm our body as we move a bit more. Next inhale here, taking the hands a few steps ahead, sending the hips back and coming into puppy pose for a few rounds of breath. Two more breaths here. And when you're ready, coming back into a tabletop position, hands one length before the shoulders, and getting ready to send the hips back and up into your first downward dog. Take a few moments here to pedal out your downward dog before we head into some hip opening stretches. Inhaling, we'll find stillness. The left leg will reach for the sky. Knee will bend, pull through, foot between hands. Knee can drop on the right side to the earth, and we'll head into a low lunge. You're welcome to keep the hands on the ground or on blocks, or come into the full expression with the arms above the head. Sinking deep, feeling that stretch through the right hip, opening up in preparation for camel. Hands will drop to the ground on your next exhale and begin to walk back into half monkey, half split for a few rounds of breath. On the next inhale, we'll begin to walk forward, plant the hands, tuck the toes, and just slide the left foot back into another downward dog, pedaling it out, and then the right foot meets the sky, steps between the hands, as you come into your low lunge on the other side. Our movements through the abdomen here allow us to open up our Manipura, our solar plexus chakra. This is our confidence center. It can allow us to create and exist within our divine authenticity. And on the exhale, hands come to the mat. Begin to walk back into half monkey, half split. As we move through the back bends, we also open up our heart chakra. This allows our love and our joy to move through us. Overall, the full expression of back bends allows us to be our truest selves as we move through our days. Inhale, coming forward, toes tuck, sending it back to downward dog once more, pedaling it out. On your inhale, we'll come through to plank, and on the exhale, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, head to mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, head to mat. Inhale, raise that cobra slightly higher. And when you're feeling ready for it, pressing up into the full expression on the next breath. Inhale, full cobra. Making sure the tops of the feet are firm to the ground, the glutes are contracted, the abdomen is engaged, and the knees are tracking up towards the top of the hips, protecting the spine in the full expression of cobra. Exhale, bring your head to mat and go through a few rounds of head to mat and full expression of cobra, beginning to feel the effects of these chest and abdominal opening poses flood you with the feeling of authenticity, truth, warmth, and protection. This practice will allow you to acknowledge and unlock your potential for creative energy and projects that you have going on. This week we pulled the reproductivity card on my Instagram, and this card represents that potential, that creative energy that you are divinely entitled to. When you're ready, we'll begin to drop down once more and push back into a gentle child's pose, allowing the back to reset. Taking a few breaths here before we head into our peak pose. We'll take another variation of child's pose in a moment here. Coming up onto tabletop, touching the toes together, knees go wide as the mat. We'll open up those hips a little further before we progress. Taking time to breathe, to center, to connect with whatever intentions you've set for your practice today. 2 more breaths. We'll pull up to tabletop. You're welcome to grab blocks at this point. You may need them or choose to use them. Just honor what your body is feeling today. Make sure they're close enough to grab. You have a few variations of camel, so you can just grab the back of one heel with the toes tucked. You can grab a block on one side and the arm can go behind you or it can go above your body. You're welcome to use a block on both sides as well, so that they come back beside or behind your heels. Or you can go into full expression, just making sure that whatever you choose, you're able to come out with the contraction of your core muscles and not flailing yourself around. If you choose full expression, hands can come back onto the tops of the heels, head can drop, or it can stay neutral or elevated, doing whatever is comfortable for you. Take this moment now to take your first round of camel. We'll come into it 3 times, and you can choose a variety of expressions as we go. Inhale, coming out of this expression, taking a few moments to cat-cow, to child's pose. Just reset your spine, whatever feels good. Side to side, tiger, barrel rolls. Whatever feels like your body can restore with it, whatever nourishes you before we head into round 2. Alright, preparing ourselves for round 2, whatever that looks like to you. This one I'm opting for the blocks. One falls out, totally okay. We'll just reset and figure it out. Don't take it too seriously. Play around with what feels good for you. This is called a practice for a reason. Honor that it is a practice. Take a few more breaths here. And then using your abs coming out of the second round of camel. Take a moment again to reset the spine. Do whatever feels good for you for the next few breaths. Notice in your body if you're feeling any changes in your self-awareness, your confidence building as we head into the 3rd round. Notice how your opinion of yourself has changed since we started this practice. On this last one, I've chosen the one side with a block. You always can push yourself, but just honor what your body is willing to give you now. Taking a few more breaths in this last expression. And then using your core to come out of it. If you did choose the double side, make sure that you do both, keeping it even. If you've come out of the expression, doing some more spine resetting movements. Allowing yourself to tap out the top of your feet, as this stretch on the fascia on the bottom of the feet can be quite intense. And then send it back to another child's pose for just a few breaths. Welcome to go into a full child's pose, fully relaxed, and bring the hands down by the sides. Really allow that back to stretch out and open up. Breathing deeply here, expressing gratitude for yourself for showing up to this practice and knowing that you can do any part of it whenever you feel like it. Just making sure that at all times before we go into camel, we do some warm-ups, as this is one of the deepest expressions of a back bend. We want to make sure our body is prepared for this pose. On the inhale, we'll come up onto all fours, roll onto our back, and bring the knees in, giving ourselves a little squeeze, a little rock back and forth. Rotating the knees around, just resetting the back from the back bend, making sure that we go both ways if we've chosen rotation, doing what feels good in the body to help reset after this practice. One big squeeze. Welcome to incorporate the upper back as well by bringing the head towards the knees. Rocking gently back and forth. And when you're ready, bringing the left knee over the right. We're going to head into a couple of spinal twists just to reset our nervous system. So left knee over right, knees drop over to the right. Taking a few deep inhales here. When you're ready, 2 more breaths, and then we begin to unravel, bringing the knees back through center, 1 tight squeeze, and then we'll cross the right leg over the left and drop the knees over to the left. Connecting with the breath, feeling the final relaxation of your nervous system through your body, honoring yourself and thanking yourself for showing up to this practice, for being courageous today and trying this. Taking a few more breaths here. And unraveling through center, giving yourself another tight squeeze. Before the feet find the floor, knees still bent. Grabbing a block or a few pillows, lifting the hips, bringing the block underneath the back, legs to sky, for little legs up the wall. One more good measure of nervous system regulation before we head into Shavasana. A few more breaths here. Knees can bend, feet can find the floor one at a time, lifting up through the hips, remove the block, and settle into your Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you'd like. The recommendation is 15 minutes or so, but do whatever feels good to you and your body today, and thank you so much for showing up. I'll see you next week.